Tonight on News Watch, lawmakers consider a plan to control insurance rates, what that could mean for homeowners coming up.
Plus, the next generation of doctors are planning their next steps. We'll show you the celebration here in Illinois. Ben?
Cloudy skies over east central Illinois today, but temperatures were much warmer, up into the 70s for all of us across our area. We have a lot more changes coming in the next 2 days, and those temperatures are going to take a big U-turn in the other direction. This is News Watch, your Wednesday evening edition. It's coming up next.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
State lawmakers consider a plan that aims to control costs for drivers and homeowners. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Bennett.
And I'm Matt Williamson. That bill would give Illinois more control over insurance prices, and it's moving forward at the State House. Capitol News Illinois reports the Illinois House passed a bill that would allow the State Department of Insurance to review and approve auto and homeowner insurance rates. The bill would ban excessive, inadequate, or unfairly discriminatory rates and require insurance companies to give at least 60 days notice before increasing premiums by 10% or more. If approved by the Senate, the bill would give the state more oversight of how insurance rates are set, a power Illinois does not currently have. Also at the Capitol, teachers' unions are pushing for a change in state law to help seasonal workers in education. Today, multiple teachers' unions rallied at the state Capitol in support of the Unemployment Equity Act. That bill would allow school support staff to collect unemployment while school is not in session. Support staff includes school bus drivers, special education assistants, janitors, and more. Current law allows private sector workers to access funds for unemployment insurance while others cannot.
A new program could help Illinois farmers protect their soil and get paid to do it. The Illinois Department of Agriculture is relaunching the iCover program to promote cover crops, extra plants grown after the harvest that improve soil and reduce erosion. Backed by $7 million from the USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service, the program offers payments to farmers who adopt or expand these practices from 2026 to 2028. Officials say the goal is to keep Illinois farmland healthy while supporting farmers.
Good evening. Pleasant conditions for a lot of us across the day today, but we have seen a few more clouds start to build into the skies over east central Illinois as we've closed out our Wednesday. High temperatures, though, up to the 70s for many of us today, including here in Charleston. We were also at 70 degrees in Decatur and in Paris. Those are actually the cold spots across the area, though. 73 degrees was our warmest spot down to the southwest in Effingham. Currently, though, those conditions are starting to come back down. Already back into the 60s here in Charleston. We're still holding on to those fairly clear skies, but that'll all start to change as we move overnight tonight. Clouds will be back in, and we'll see a chance for some isolated showers throughout the overnight period. Low temperatures staying in the 60s, so these southwestern winds are indicative of a warming trend. We'll see nearly record-breaking temperatures tomorrow. We'll have the full forecast coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Ben. Now in Effingham, police have arrested 2 teenagers after reports of shots fired in a wooded area. Authorities say the call came in Tuesday in the 200 block of East Ike Avenue. Officers from the Effingham Police Department and assisting agencies responded and detained 19-year-old Camden Evans and a 16-year-old male. Investigators say the two were shooting at a target and the firearm recovered was stolen. Police say both now face several felony charges, including possession of a stolen firearm, reckless discharge of a firearm, aggravated unlawful possession of a weapon, and resisting or obstructing a peace officer. A Decatur house fire leaves 2 injured and a dog dead. Yesterday evening, the Decatur Fire Department responded to the 600 block of East Decatur Street after reports of a house fire and that people may have jumped from the second story of the structure. On arrival, crews reported seeing heavy fire coming from the front of the house. Both occupants were treated on scene and taken to a local hospital, while one dog was found dead inside the home. The fire still remains under investigation. An area power co-op is a step closer to moving its headquarters to Charleston. The city of Charleston was recently awarded a grant of up to $1.4 million for road construction in the Coles Business Park off Route 16. That's the proposed site of a new headquarters building for Coles Moultrie Electric Cooperative. The grant from the Illinois Department of Transportation will fund around 400 feet of roadway and a new cul-de-sac. Coles Moultrie President and CEO Jim Wallace says the road construction is an important step in the relocation plans. He says Coles Moultrie is working on a design and cost estimate for the new facility. Wallace says that once that is complete, the board will vote on whether to move forward with the project.
Sarah Bush Lincoln Health Center is celebrating a new surgery supporting dialysis patients. The hospital says vascular surgeon Dr. Ravishankar Hasanadka successfully performed an implementation of a VasQ extravascular device. SBL is the first Illinois hospital outside of Chicago to perform the procedure. The VasQ device facilitates dialysis by providing a more robust connection for blood transfer. Dr. Hasanadka says they're excited to offer the device to the community and notes it means patients won't have to drive hours for the treatment option. State leaders are announcing millions of dollars to make rail crossings safer. Last week, the Illinois Commerce Commission announced its 5-year crossing safety improvement plan. That plan calls for spending $376 million on upgrades at 387 locations around the state. Locally, the plan calls for installing gates and modifying signals at crossings in Tuscola, Arthur, Findlay, Shelbyville, and other locations. As America prepares to celebrate its 250th birthday, one national organization is asking young people to share their dreams for the country's future. Made by Us, a national coalition of hundreds of museums, historical sites, and cultural institutions is launching a new initiative for young people called Letters to America. The organization says people ages 14 to 30 can share their vision of the country, and this can be expressed in different ways, such as written essay, videos, speeches, and art. Organizers say the initiative will shape the 250th anniversary, focusing on a more youth-driven version of the future. Submissions are now opened, and selected letters will be elevated nationwide for National Youth Takeover Day on June 27th. The next generation of doctors from Illinois are learning their residency destinations. On Friday, SIU School of Medicine announced the results of the National Resident Matching Program at a special ceremony. Officials say 65 students secured residency programs, and the main residency match included more than 44,000 positions nationwide. They say students can be matched with a variety of specialties to pursue during their residency, but the largest percentage of students matched with family medicine, internal medicine, and pediatrics. Officials say 35% of students will continue their training in Illinois. Well, it definitely looks like temperatures are finally on the rise.
Ben, please tell me those temperatures are actually here to stay this time.
I have some bad news to tell you, Matt. As soon as those temperatures get here, they are right back out the window. Before then, though, we will see warmer temperatures, actually quite possibly record-breaking temperatures for your Thursday. We'll have that and the full details on some severe weather coming up right after this break.
Hi, I'm Everett Lau, an Eastern Illinois University graduate from the class of 2021. As an Edgar County farm kid, I grew up with a childhood dream of becoming a broadcast meteorologist. I spent a lot of time in the WEIU studio during my 4 years in college, and that's how I got to this studio, WTHI TV in Terre Haute, Indiana. WEIU prepared me for long nights of tracking thunderstorms, fine-tuning details of approaching winter storms, and how to be a broadcaster in general, whether it was weather, news, or even sports. I needed WEIU to achieve my dream, and now WEIU needs me and you to help carry out its mission of setting up students for success. Please consider making a financial gift to support WEIU so the station and its dedicated staff can continue operating this outstanding training ground for aspiring broadcasters, journalists, and scientists. Your gift can allow local students like me provide local programming for our local communities. Learn more at weiu.net or by calling the station. Thanks for watching.
Good evening. Change is on the horizon for Central Illinois. We have two different frontal systems stretching across a lot of the United States. The first one that's going to be approaching over the next couple hours is this warm front out of the southeast. That's going to be bringing southwestern winds and warmer air over the area. That could lead to temperatures in the mid-80s for our day tomorrow. Secondly, this cold front is going to be beginning to sink down Thursday night and into Friday morning, bringing a chance of some severe weather for East Central Illinois as well. Before we get to that, though, high temperatures today up into the 70s for a lot of us, including 70 degrees here in Charleston. 73 was our warmest spot in Effingham. Generally speaking, though, 10 degrees above average from where we should be for this time of year. Overnight tonight, we'll see these lows staying relatively warm, 60 degrees for our low. We do have a chance to see some isolated showers poking in and out throughout the overnight hours, but we will clear up by sunrise, and those aforementioned southwest winds and that warmer air moving in are going to help to keep temperatures a little warmer as we move into our Thursday. Again, Futurecast right now, you can see those showers a little bit popping up as we tick over from Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning. Those will mostly be out of the picture. Not a whole lot of accumulation expected with that, but building clouds throughout the rest of our Thursday, leading up to our potential severe weather event Thursday night and into Friday. But record-breaking warmth for our day tomorrow. 86 degrees, our projected high in Charleston. That already breaks the record, that pre-existing record of 84 degrees in 1907, and that's going to be helped by these southwest winds coming in at their strongest 20 to 25 miles an hour during the middle portions of our day. We do see those clouds start to build up a little bit more towards sunset and as we move towards our severe weather threat. Now, some of us are under an enhanced risk for the severe weather. That's a level 3 out of 5 risk coming from the Storm Prediction Center. Most of us, though, in that slight risk, that 2 out of 5 in the yellow color. Some of our far southern areas, including portions of Effingham, Jasper, and Crawford counties, only under a marginal risk for that weather. Now, the biggest potential severe weather threats that we're expecting, damaging wind gusts and potential golf ball-sized hail if the conditions are proper for hail to develop. We could also see some tornadic activity, a little bit less certain about that, though. We're not generally expecting any flooding threats as the system moves through either. So timing this out a little bit, Thursday night, we're already starting to see that cold front pushing through across our area. We won't really see it start to approach until around 9 o'clock Thursday night, but we will stay wet as that system approaches up until sunrise. Around midnight, though, we see most of the area underneath some fairly heavy rainfall as this pushes forwards. Rolling forward even further, not much movement. We're going to continue to get rainfall overnight and into Friday morning. Gradually start to see it lightening up a little bit more as we get into Friday. Rain totals right now, we're looking at around an inch for a lot of us, even higher, over an inch and a half in Terre Haute, a little bit less to the west. This cold front is developing from east to west, bringing those showers. So we won't see as much precipitation in areas around Decatur or Taylorville, but still more much needed rainfall to help with our existing drought situation. Throughout the weekend, though, back down to the 50s on Friday, starting to warm back up again as we get towards Sunday. As we look at our 7 days ahead, we'll see those temperatures starting to warm back up, but before then, 86 degrees for our high tomorrow, windy throughout the overnight hours and into Friday, where we see that cold air settle over top of us to end our work week. So gradually starting to warm up, but we'll really see that warm up take effect as we move overnight Sunday and into Monday. Much warmer start to next work week, up into the mid 70s by next Wednesday. So warmer temperatures will be back, but of course we'll be keeping track on those severe storms as they get closer.
Well, Ben, I probably sound like a broken record over here, but gotta enjoy those temperatures while they last,
Definitely.
man, especially tomorrow.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. I'm not. But thanks, Ben. Still to come, we'll have an update on a major court case, and we'll have more information on that here soon. It involves 2 powerful social media companies.
Plus, we'll have an update on gas prices and what those could mean for summer travel. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
School's still in session, but summer break is on the horizon, and as students begin to wrap up the semester, it can feel a bit overwhelming. Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says anxiety is normal, but it may look different in a child or teen. Some signs may include being excessively focused on school to where they're no longer taking part in activities they used to love, withdrawing from others, having anxious thoughts before a test, being fidgety, tearful, or having difficulty focusing. Baumstein says parents can help by normalizing nervousness. Everyone feels anxious at times, but it's usually temporary. And take the pressure off. Let them know one grade or one project doesn't define them. That it's their effort that makes you proud, not the outcome. And remind them that your love isn't dependent on how well they did on a test. Finally, Baumstein says to help them learn this is a problem they can solve, because she says learning to get through it, not around it, will stick with them. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
In tonight's National Watch, the national average for a gallon of gas in the U.S. is hovering around $4, and that's according to GasBuddy.com.
The price is a high not reached since 2022, and it could be a while before those numbers trend down. John Lornick reports.
The cost of filling up keeps going up due to the U.S.'s war with Iran. President Donald Trump says he believes the U.S. and Iran will come to terms on an agreement that will end the conflict. The war with Tehran has disrupted tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, choking off about 20% of the world's oil supply. Possibly lingering for people as they plan their summer vacations. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Tehran has denied any dialogue with Washington as strikes between Iran and Israel continue.
A jury in California has delivered a blow to Meta and YouTube. Earlier today, jurors found both companies liable on all counts of intentionally addicting a young woman to their platforms, harming her mental health. Now, 20-year-old Kaylee says she developed anxiety, body dysmorphia, and suicidal thoughts after using the platform. The court ordered the companies to pay $3 million total, with Meta responsible for 70% and YouTube responsible for 30%. The decision could set a precedent for hundreds of other cases already working their way through the courts. Well, we're going to turn our gears now to Pierce Lehman with tonight's sport headlines.
Thanks, Olivia. Tonight in sports, Eastern Illinois baseball plays a thriller that goes into extra innings. Can the Panthers win? Can the Panthers get a win? Also, after over 4 months of waiting, baseball is back. We'll take a look at the upcoming season. Thanks for watching. WEIU Sports Watch Report is coming up next.
Hello, I'm Blake Wood, Eastern Illinois University class of 2006. I worked at WEIU Newswatch all 4 years of college and still have the collection of vintage shirts to prove it. The experience I gained at WEIU launched my career in TV news and public relations. Today, WEIU needs your help now more than ever. With the loss of federal funding, I'm asking you to join me in supporting the station. Visit WEIU.net to make your donation. What I'll always remember about WEIU are the lifelong friends I made and the professional experience I gained working at the station. It's where I anchored my first newscast, covered severe weather, and told stories that mattered to communities like Charleston, Arcola, Casey, and Paris. If you value education, local news, and local programming, please donate online or call the station. Support WEIU. Thank you.
We begin the night with EIU baseball as the Panthers play in Charleston for the first time this season. This one came against the Huskies of Northern Illinois. EIU came out with an early lead in the first inning, but the Huskies clawed back, tying it up in the third. The Panthers took a 4-3 lead in the 7th inning thanks to a crucial RBI by Joey Hagan. NIU tied it up in the 8th, but in extra innings, the Canines took down the Felines, winning 5-4. Eastern now gathers their first loss in 7 games in heartbreaking fashion. Up next, Eastern will be back at home for a 3-game series against Morehead State starting on Friday. We now switch to softball as the Panthers look to continue their impressive win streak. EIU is on a 10-game win streak, which includes 9 wins in conference play. The Panthers will look towards the current OVC Player of the Week, Sophia Allman, who has batted in 10 runs while hitting .545 in her last 3 games. Eastern is currently in action, and at last check, Eastern is winning 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Even weeks after the season has closed, one EIU women's basketball player is being honored for her work away from the court. Clara Glad has been named to the Academy All-District Honors released by College Sports Communicators this week. The CSC honors the nation's top student athletes for their combined performances on the field and in the classroom. Glad earned the honors after being the lone EIU women's basketball player to appear in all 31 games this year while holding a 4.0 GPA. At the links, the EIU men's and women's golf team competes in the midweek invites. The Panthers men team notched a 2nd place finish at Morehead State Kenny Trace of the invite, as Jack Uchuk and Cole Jaworski finished inside the top 10, both with scores of 149. As for the Eastern women's team, they competed at the William and Mary Kingsmill invite and finished 13th overall. Individually, Sophia Miller led the Panthers in scoring, sitting at 58th on the leaderboard. It's finally here. 144 days removed from the Dodgers winning the World Series, baseball is back, and the first game of the year will take place tonight. The first matchup of the year will be between the reigning AL MVP Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees taking on the Rafael Devers-led San Francisco Giants. Max Fried will be on the bump for the Yankees, while the Giants will give the ball to Logan Webb. First pitch will be at 7 at Oracle Park in California. While the Yankees and Giants play tonight, the rest of the league will have to wait a bit longer before starting their season. The 28 other teams will have their first game tomorrow. The White Sox will be up first as Japanese star Munetaka Murakami will make his debut against the Milwaukee Brewers at 1. A few minutes after that game starts, the newly extended Pete Crow Armstrong and Chicago Cubs will host the Washington Nationals at Wrigley Field. Later, J.J. Weatherholt will make his long-awaited debut as the St. Louis Cardinals host the Tampa Bay Rays at 3 at Busch Stadium. We'll recap all 3 games on tomorrow's edition. And finally tonight, I hope you're hungry. Some MLB teams will be rolling out some new specialty food items. The Chicago Cubs will be rolling out their Bow Wow Dog, which is a char-grilled hot dog tucked inside a soft bao bun with tangy mustard slaw and tempura sport peppers. The Cubbies also have chicken and churros, which is exactly what it sounds like. Fried chicken thighs served with golden brown churros topped off with the syrup. And for dessert, Arizona Diamondback fans can get a salted caramel milkshake, which has Kit Kats and Cracker Jacks on it. Man, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty hungry after that. But that'll be all for sports. Matt, Olivia, back to you.
I was going to say, thanks for making me hungry, Pierce. Really appreciate that. Well, still to come tonight, Ben Whitney returns with a final check of the Skywatch forecast.
But first, we head to Japan for a story of friendship. Thanks for watching. This is a very hungry edition of Newswatch on WEIU.
Hi, I'm Larry Smith, second-generation EIU Panther and a proud alum of the WEIU program. For nearly 4 decades, I've had the privilege of reporting on some of the biggest stories of my generation, from getting to know so many East Central Illinoisans to a quarter-century on the anchor desks at CNN Sports and Turner Sports, covering major events worldwide, championship celebrations, and even presidential inaugurations. It's been a career that has far exceeded even my wildest dreams. One that would not have been possible without WEIU, which finds itself in peril. Recent legislation in Washington took away the program's federal funding. So on their behalf, I'm asking you to consider making a donation. WEIU is one of the best training grounds in the nation for students who have a passion for journalism, broadcasting, radio, TV production, and they're worth your gift. You can find more info at weiu.net. Thank you in advance for your gift.
We leave you tonight with the story of a monkey who made a friend for real. You may have seen viral videos of Punch, a baby macaque monkey, at Ichikawa Zoo in Japan. Well, Punch began carrying a stuffed animal everywhere he went, and videos of the monkey and his toys spread quickly online. Zoo staff say Punch used the plushie for comfort after he was abandoned by his mother. But now, staff say Punch is fitting in and playing with other monkeys. They say he even has a new best friend, another macaque named Mo. Well, back here at home, Ben Whitney joins us with a check of the forecast. No monkey business tonight, Ben.
No, but Punch would absolutely love the temperatures we're going to be having tomorrow. 86 degrees for our high for your Thursday in Charleston. That could potentially break the all-time record of 84 degrees set back in 1907. Later on Thursday night and into Friday, we are at an enhanced and slight risk for storms. The stronger storms are going to be further to the north. The added enhanced risk in portions of Piatt, Champaign, and Vermilion counties. Looking ahead at the rest of the next 7 days, a big-time cool down as we end our work week with 50 degrees on Friday, but gradually starting to warm back up towards the mid-70s by next Wednesday. So unfortunately, the colder temperatures we will have to deal with this weekend. But Olivia, you'll be happy to hear that warmth is right back around the corner.
You know I'm happy to hear it. I'm very, very, very happy to hear that.
Totally agree with that.
That's right. Thanks, Ben. For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at weiu.net.
There you'll find real-time forecasts and the news video of the day.
And if news is happening in your community, be sure to let us know by dropping us an email at news@weiu.net.
Have a great night.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection. Commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.